What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Golden Dice Podcast. We are fresh off of Las Vegas Galactics. I am your host, Brian, jet lagged as ever. With me, I have the local celebrity, community celebrity, Flock. How are you doing tonight, Flock?
I'm doing great.
Uh, also with me, I have the illustrious, industrious interview icon, Scotty.
That's me.
How you doing, Scott?
I'm doing good. I'm still feeling the ill effects of the jet lag, though.
Yeah, I am too. It's a weird week so far at work. Just trying to make it to Friday.
Yep,
Anyway,
that's all I'm doing.
we are going to do episode 45 here, the post-galactic recap. To start, let's talk about something that isn't Galactics. I came home to find these two things in my mailbox today.
Same.
They do exist.
I didn't get mine yet.
They do exist.
Well,
These are the Metal Initiative tokens for.
You better email the community manager about that.
Oh, a strongly worded community manager.
It's always strongly worded when we're talking to the community manager.
Yeah.
So this one is for sectors, and this one is for regionals, silver and gold. They're very, very cool. But enough of that. Let's get into the main meat and potatoes of this episode. Galactics. Let's skip all the meta things, because I'm sure other podcasts have already kind of talked about that to death, as far as, what won, what was the top cuts, and what made into days. Let's just talk about our main experience. So let's start with this. I'll give you a little chance to think about it, Flock, because I know you've had a lot of experiences. So Scott,
yeah,
what was your first impression of Galactics in Vegas?
First impression walking into the hall was that it was very expansive. They clearly had a lot of space marked out. The Venetian Convention Center is pretty big, apparently. Didn't know that. Had no idea. But it is huge. So they had a lot of space to do a lot of activities. I perused through the vendor section early before everything, because I had to get there because I was waitlisted for the Galactic Championships. So I had to get there a little earlier than everybody else, just to deal with that. So I got a chance to walk through everywhere. And it was, real nice layout. Felt like it was a good spot for the event. Had a good vibe to begin with.
Yeah, they actually went decked out to the nines. There were TIE fighter. There was a TIE fighter there. There was an X-wing there. There was a Millennium Falcon cockpit.
Mm-hmm.
There were mouse droids kind of roaming the floor during the whole event.
One scared
me.
I'm in the middle of a game and I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, they were whistling real loud. I wasn't ready for it. Flock, what were your impressions of either the Venetian or the hall or the event itself?
I liked having it in the resort, for the fact that everything was there. You have Galactics there, the event, and then you leave. You can go easily find places to eat that wasn't just the venue restaurant. So whenever it's at a convention, it's you have the convention food, and then if you want to leave, you got to go outside, find a restaurant, all this kind of stuff. And depending on how far you want to go, because usually the close ones are usually full. We've had that issue where we go to a restaurant. Oh, let's go to the restaurant. It's one right here, and literally it's packed to the brim. Then you got to find another one. And call, and hopefully they're open. So it was nice that there was plenty of restaurants, so you can go out, get a drink, get some food. It was none of them were that packed because there was plenty of them.
Yeah.
So that was the convenient part about it. So you basically didn't have to leave. Didn't even do gambling, which is ironic enough. We didn't gamble.
Not a bit. Not a once.
We talked a big game about we might actually gamble a lot, or not at all, or we're going to be on our best behavior, or not at all, and we didn't do a lick of it. I mean, I feel like this weekend was really quick.
Yeah.
The pacing of this weekend was really, really go, and
Mm-hmm.
we didn't have a second to relax once everything started up. But we hopped the plane on Wednesday night, and got there late for us Wednesday night around 10 o'clock Las Vegas time. Checked into the hotel, kind of enjoyed ourselves on Thursday. Went and saw Fantastic Four.
Yep.
Kind of played some games, checked into the event, got our swag. I tweeted out a picture of the premium ticket swag, which was the Deathfield mat, the metal pins that had the Twin Suns backs, some side event tickets if you were lucky, but we'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah.
And some mall sleeves. and the Mandalorian card, which was cool. It has the World Between Worlds framing there.
Yeah.
So we can just go day by day if we want. So let's start with Friday. I did not play in the main event. I kind of played round one. I won game one and then immediately conceded and dropped out because my plan was to go and play some side events. That didn't happen. Just to say it very, very lightly, it did not happen. We did not play side events on Friday, and we'll get to that in a minute. But you two did play in the main event. How did you guys do? What did you play? And how did you end up doing? Scott or Flock, whoever wants to take that first.
I'll start off. So
Okay.
I played Kylo ECL deck. Got some, had decent amount of reps with it going into the event. Felt like it had some game into what I expected to be the most common decks at the event. So went with it. Started off 3-0. Started off great. Then the lunch break hit. I got a hard control matchup after the lunch break. We went to time, so it was a draw. And then because I got that one draw point, I kept getting matched up against other people that had drawn, which meant more hard control matchups. I played 5 hard control matchups in a row to close out my day. I did not get another win. It was all draws or losses. So it went really bad and started off pretty good. But by the end of the day, I was pooped. They were enjoyable games. All of my opponents were very enjoyable throughout the day, but I did not want it to go that way. And I've learned a lesson. Don't get into that draw bracket. Stay away.
Yeah, it's interesting that it ended up that way. In my mind, I didn't even think and I think we both were saying, "Oh wow, it's lucky that you squeezed a draw out of that that one matchup." Apparently
it worked
not.
against me. I should have conceded.
Apparently not. Apparently that puts you on a course that it's kind of hard to come back from.
Yeah,
but live and learn. And you said you're on Kylo, right? Kylo ECO.
Kylo ECL, yeah.
Okay. All right, Scott. You're Scott. Flock.
I was on Cad Bane Tarkentown. I chickened off the Yoda Red because I had difficulties into the Han matchup, and I knew there was going to be a lot of Hans. So I did the swerve to the Cad Tarkentown, basically because it countered the deck, is all I was kind of going for. I ended up 4-3 for the day. I started off 1-2. Had to claw my way back. I have all the matches written out, but we don't have time for that. But there were some notable plays, and one of them is me getting lucky again with the top deck card. I believe I have a Ruthless Raider out that is 1 damage short, and my opponent has a Snoke that is basically showing lethal. So I have to claim, and I'm like, there's only one card in my deck that could win me the game. And I've already used it once. It was a Devastator. It was already one in my discard pile. And I was like, I need a Devastator to win for the 4 damage to win. And lo and behold, I pulled the Devastator. I was like, oh, yup. But that was actually in the open. But so the main event, my
He's
only
not even talking
my
about
loss,
the right event.
Yeah, that was the open. But that was the most notable play the entire weekend for me. But in the main event, I beat the Hans. I think I played 3 Hans, 2 Han Blues, 1 Han Green, won all 3 of them. And then I lost to Anakin Blue twice. That seems to be my downfall. When I was playing the Yoda Red, I lost 3 of my games in the regional to 3 Cad Banes. So this time I lost 2 to Anakin's. So, and 1 to the Chancellor Palpatine because it was a aggro deck and I was not pushing enough damage out early enough to win. And then the late game came and I didn't have the late game. So, but yeah, that was my weekend. Most competitive GDP player. What can I say?
Technically, I would agree that Flockton prophesied correctly. He is the most competitive GDP player this week, according to the main event results.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So Friday night, I don't even remember what we did. It's so funny that it's only been less than a week, and I'm already kind of this weekend was a whirlwind.
Yeah,
I think that
blends together a little bit because you don't go outside too.
Right, yeah, and I think that the Vegas casino thing, where you don't know what time it is, you haven't seen the sunlight in days, truly just kind of confusing, and discombobulating. But we were hanging out with a bunch of different people afterwards every day. The venue closed relatively early.
Earlier than I would have expected.
Yeah, so they started packing things up around like 6.
Yeah,
They
6
started
is when-
cutting
earlier.
people off getting in line at like 4.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so 6 o'clock is when the divider went up.
So they had Hall A and Hall B, and it was all kind of combined. But the divider to Hall B was closing pretty early in the day. Yeah, she's crazy. So day one, I kind of just moseyed around and chatted with people and talked to people, and I looked at the vendors and I saw the GameGenic accessories, because they had a GameGenic specific booth, and they had store swag. You could buy like t-shirts and hoodies and hats and water bottles and beanies and backpacks, which I did end up getting. Shout out to Alan. But that kind of leads into my next point of like, they ran out of things pretty quickly. I mean, the show store itself ran out of some stuff like day one. Afternoon one, I think I went to go get a backpack and they were like crossed off of the show list.
Yeah.
Gone already.
Yep. The backpack was a hot hit.
The backpack was a hot hit. Sorry, this cat is going crazy up there. So that was day one. I mean, I think they nailed the overall vibe of the main event and the venue and the hotel and
the stage, all
that.
that type of stuff.
Oh, I forgot about the stage. The stage was set up clearly where they were streaming, with lights and changing art in the background and 2 screens on the side that they didn't really use for the main event for whatever reason. So like, they had all these TVs.
Yeah, I think the 2 screens on the side, I'm pretty sure they didn't have it up was because at the time it was closed deck lists and they didn't want people to possibly be able to see whoever's playing what their deck was. Like, that was out there, unless only way you can do is either pulling up the stream, I guess, on your phone. But like, it's just to help with that. But yeah, day 2, once it was open deck list, that screen should have been, both those screens should have had the game going on, even if there was a delay, so people can kind of hang around the stage and watch.
Yeah, because things accidentally went open deck list for like 10 minutes anyway, and then the next day was open deck list. So I don't know what they were doing there as far as like not putting the games up after there, but
yeah, it was a little confusing, I think.
Yeah, I'm sure. So as I mentioned before, I couldn't get into side events day one. The line was really, really long, and I didn't feel like standing in it, so I kind of just moseyed around, chatted with people, saw the rest of the floor. It was great.
Yeah, they didn't put a lot of thought into how they would corral people day one.
No, and they quickly got everyone on it and figured it out, and by day 2 it was kind of rectified. However, by then it was kind of not really rectified. Let's just put it that way.
Still there was more lines. You knew where there was different queues for different things, but they were still really long.
Yeah. The draft was the shortest, I think.
Yeah.
I ended up in a pod with the Unplayable guys. And I did one draft the whole weekend as far as side events go. I don't think you two even made it into a side event, did you?
Didn't do one side event.
Didn't do a single side event.
Which is kind of a bummer. Like, I had intended to do it that way where I was doing side events the entire time.
Yeah.
Didn't end up happening. I had my side event tickets. Some people didn't get their side event tickets when they got their badges and stuff. So they had swapped over to you can pay with money.
Well, yeah, because they just didn't have tickets to give out to people.
Right. So I guess they were short on tickets. You were able to trade in your tickets for prize tickets,
which
created
a separate issue.
Yeah, and which created a separate issue, and the economy kind of was rapidly advancing and deteriorating pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Because people were able to kind of jump in there and take a lot of silver packs, and Super Laser Blast ran out really quickly. Shin Batty was running out pretty quickly. I don't know. That's irrelevant. I don't know. I just like to throw that in there.
Yeah. Yeah. It was there was definitely a lot of things that maybe could have been thought about that really weren't, in relation to, hey, what happens if someone walks up with 10,000 prize tickets and asks for all of our Super Laser Blasts? What do we do?
Yeah, and there was only like 5 or 6 people working the line at that time. I mean, clearly that person would have maybe overheard that. Oh, this person kind of wants more than they should, and maybe we should limit it to a badge, or because they did scan badges for certain things.
They
They
scanned
scanned badges
badges
for
for the
panels.
panels, yeah, but they seemed like they didn't utilize that enough. The QR,
No,
the barcodes, QR codes that we had on the badges, seems like that could have been
Mhm.
utilized for a number of other things. I mean, even up to like the side event tickets themselves.
right.
So I mean, maybe that's a thing for next year. They really kind of need to digitize things a little bit more to reduce the number of lines, because to stand in a line to get side event tickets, to then stand in a line to do side events, to then stand in a line to cash in your prize wall tickets, it was much. It was a little much,
Yeah,
and that's
and
part of the reason why we didn't participate in that in the entire weekend.
right, and then I mean so let's jump back to that in a minute. I mean, we did a lot on day 2 and day 3 that
Mm-hmm.
we really couldn't get there. So let's chat about day 2.
Yeah.
The night of day 1, 9 p.m. Vegas time, the registration for the day 2 open opened,
Yep.
Yep.
and we all jumped in, not knowing exactly what the open was. So
I think I
I'm
had a
just
better idea than you, but you were pretty far off.
I was so far off, right? So day 2 of Minnesota and Richmond had what this little like full round rinky dink tournament that you could earn a ton of tickets, and I thought this was kind of the same thing, right? A little continuation,
You
but in
thought.
Vegas. It ends up being a 9 round on day 1 or day 2, and then a continuation on day 3
Yeah.
tournament that is your first foray into what we'll talk about later, but season 1 OP, where you
Mm-hmm.
can earn points, you can earn tickets. Um, so that's a lot. I didn't
Yep,
know
it
it
was
was
a
9
lot.
rounds.
Yep.
More than the day one of the main event,
Yes, yes, and we didn't even get a break or anything.
because it
It
was
was
9 rounds. That's why we didn't get a break.
straight through, crazy. So we all kind of submit our deck lists, and we're good to go, and we jump into the open. Would anyone like to start with their experience with the open?
Sure, I'll go ahead. I played Kylo ECL again. I felt like beyond the matchup issue that I had the day before, that the deck had been going pretty well. Um, in the end, that's kind of exactly what happened in the second event. I won all of my matchups that were into your Talzins, into your Han 2s, anything that lived in the mid range. I beat. Didn't lose a game to. Didn't drop a single game to. But if you got to the hard control or the super aggro, that's where I lost. So I ended up playing. We played 8 rounds just because we had an event to go to after the event. So I went 5-3, and yeah, it was just like a lot of matchup dependent stuff. I made sure to not draw this time around, so I didn't have that same issue of just playing control, control, control. But my 2 of my 3 losses were to hard control. One of my losses was to a Kylo 2 super aggro deck. But anything in the middle, had no problem with. So I was happy with the deck choice in that it beat what I thought it was going to beat, which were the more present decks at the tournament. I just didn't get enough of the matchups.
Block?
I forget exactly what my record was. What I play 7.
You didn't write it
rounds, I
down that
think?
day?
I wrote most of them down. I have 1, 2, 3. So I think I got 3 wins. So I went 3-4, I think maybe. I played a lot of different decks. Like I still was able. I ended up playing like a Vader Data Vault, which lost game 1. But when I had my sideboard pulled me back. Mostly all the end game stuff. Like I think I won off a Sneak Attack Devastator combo.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, oh, that was fun. I was trying not to. That happened game 2. I was trying not to play it. I was trying to win another way, so I can maybe use that for the third game as like as an option. Like another, maybe doesn't know how Sneak Attack Devastator. I don't know, but yeah, but yeah, I played Cat's Arcantown again, and I realized this time I was really tired. Might have been a little hungover. So
Fat Tuesdays did it to him.
Yeah, a lot of Fat Tuesdays.
I think we need to devote a lot of time just to talk about Fat Tuesdays this trip, honestly.
It was like
Foxton
6
devoted
within, like
a lot of time to talking
Yes.
about Fat Tuesdays this
Oh,
week.
I love Fat
They
Tuesdays.
knew him by the end of the
Yeah,
trip.
by
Yeah, so
reputation.
one lady, I go up there and I go to Fat Tuesdays. Everyone doesn't know that's basically alcoholic slushy, is what it is, and you get to
Not
put shots
basically,
into
that's
it.
literally what it is.
Yeah.
Tall
Yeah,
things.
you can get tall. So I go up there and I get one, and then I decided to get Jack one too. Convinced him to get one, so I went up, get the other thing, got Jack one, and then the lady goes, "Oh, you're back again?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm decided to get my friend something." She goes, "All right, I'll see you in an hour." So yeah, that was funny. But
These things
yeah,
are
so
hard to
I was a
drink.
little hungover and I was really tired, but I could see myself making all my misplays, which is very annoying. Like watching yourself make a play and then all of a sudden immediately going, I should not have done that. That happened probably about 12 times.
Ugh.
So yeah, it was very, very frustrating towards the end. But that's what it is when you play a lot of SWU and you're tired and a little hungover, and yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I played Talzin Red, which is what I played in the main event for one game. I think I found my deck for this set. This is such a fun deck. I really, really dig it.
Yes,
Huh?
you're literally playing the best deck in the world.
Hey, listen.
Of course you have fun.
I didn't do it. I did it before he won. Okay, so you know,
For one game.
Yeah. So I went and played in the open with Thousand Red Force, Strangled Cliffs, of course, and I went 6-2. I was so close. If you got 7 wins, you were into day 2, and a lot of tickets. Which honestly, at this point, the way things worked out, if I got those tickets, I probably would have been a little more upset that there was nothing left at the prize wall the next day. So I'm just coping that way, right?
Yep.
I didn't play the last game of the 9-run tournament because, again, we had somewhere to be, and I couldn't partake in day 2 anyway. I might have gotten points towards season 1, which would have been kind of important because I'm not gonna let the world on fire with my PQ play, I'm imagining. But really enjoyed it. I think I lost to a Palp One Colossus, and Cat Tarkentown, which is a tough match for Talzin because everything just doesn't stick on the board. The McClunkies and the Pingings and the Tarkentowns and all that stuff. So that's like the most I played for the weekend. I played a couple Twin Sons games here and there, but that second day I played a ton. But I really liked it. I think it went pretty smooth. There were only a couple rounds that went like 17 minutes over the timer.
Yeah, it happens.
But it is what it is.
You get it at big events because they're doing deck checks. They're giving extensions to things like that. You've got people really kind of like trying to play through all of the routes. Although some people definitely need to realize that like a game, the time's been called. You're both not going to kill each other.
Right.
What's taking so long to figure this out? I did have like one of my opponents where we went to a draw. It was like both of our bases were on like 8 damage. We're on like turn 4. Nothing big's coming out. Like nothing's going to happen. Like you won a game by milling me. That's not going to happen. So why are we playing these turns?
Yeah, I will say that win or lose, everyone was really, really, really nice.
Yeah.
This community has really shown time and time again that they're just a bunch of good people, and I was really happy with the overall vibes of the days that we were there, despite the missteps and despite the logistics issues that they were having. Everyone was in pretty good spirits, I would say.
Yeah, it probably definitely helps that we were playing in the event as opposed to being the ones like face checking we weren't standing in the lines. So I think everybody that we got to interact with was probably in the best possible position because they're like, oh, I'm playing games. This tournament's going smoothly, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
But, yeah.
I would say if we were in the cattle herd, then we probably would have felt a little differently about it.
Yeah, we probably might have gotten a little different representation.
So that led us to the end of day 2. We, from start to finish, 10 a.m. to about 7 o'clock, 7:20. I think we were in the hall for.
Yeah.
We just did the open. And I don't regret it. I had a good time. I think we all did pretty well. And I kind of wish I played that last game, but we'll never know. And that's
we'll never
okay.
know. You just never know.
I'm happy with it.
He's not.
I had
he's
to
got
make
big
sure
time
that
FOMO.
I do have big time FOMO.
He's been complaining about it ever since.
I have, and I can tell you the only reason I jumped into that was to challenge the most competitive GDP member
True.
of the weekend. So,
Yeah, Flockton came. Crashed. The Falcon crashed back down to Earth day 2.
yeah. So I had to jump in there and show him whose balls our local celebrity. People loved the Flockton all weekend.
Yep.
And the Flockton loved everybody.
Well, once he learned everybody's name,
Yeah, I'm getting
He
better.
still doesn't. He still
I'm
doesn't
getting
know
better.
everybody's name.
he's
I'm getting better.
close.
If I wasn't behind him, you still call people the wrong names.
That is fair. That is
Yeah.
fair.
If you've ever seen Veep, I was Gary behind the VP telling him, all right, this is this person. This is where you know them from. This is this person. He goes, oh, okay, cool.
All he
cool,
sees
cool.
is mustache, and that's
Is it Maddie? Is it John? Is it Danny?
who knows?
I don't know. Speaking of, no mustache on Flock this week.
What's up?
Said, speaking of, there's no mustache on Flock this week.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. So what
Isn't that
happened?
sad?
So what happened was I had to shave. And the reason why I had to shave was because I went to get my hair cut before leaving. And the hairdresser, she goes to do the side here and goes, "Zzz," and then trims my beard down to here by accident. And it looked awful. I was like, Brian, you need to come over here now. So he came over, and because I sent pictures, whatever, but pictures really don't do justice. I was like,
It was pretty bad.
they really don't. Yeah, Scott, did you end up seeing it or no?
No, I'm just saying from where your sideburn was cut off at, it was pretty bad.
It was pretty bad.
Down. It was like down here. I was like, you got to get rid of that.
He's like, dude, you got to shave that off right now.
That
Now,
looks-
in
that
hindsight,
looks
what I
rough.
should have done was kept the mustache because that would have been funny because then I would have looked like
Maddie, Danny,
and,
John,
and John. We could all three of us had our mustaches. So, but
and Justin.
and
Mhm.
Justin, yeah.
Justin was rocking a mustache for this event.
Yep. So, yeah, that would have been funny. But yep. So that's why. But I got to grow it back. Girlfriend already said she hates it, so I have to grow it back.
That's fair. You get
I
to see
hate it too.
too much of your face.
Yeah. I got off the plane and I said, "Where's your adult little boy?" Looks like a sad little kid standing at the airport by himself, man.
Yep.
Okay, so we talked about the main and the open. We talked about our first impressions, and we have hinted a little bit as far as the logistical missteps and issues they're having, which I feel like was purely because they're so successful and there are so many people there. If you were looking online this weekend and you were on Reddit and Facebook and all the other platforms, you would think that this was probably the worst event that possibly could have existed in the SWU space, right? And I would argue, don't believe everything you see online. Obviously, they had some issues, but this ended up being, I feel like, a pretty good event overall. We'll talk about day 3 in a minute, but let's get some critiques and or suggestions for the future if we have them. Would anyone like to go first?
Well, right off the bat, you got to make sure you have the side event tickets for people when they're registering. Like that's just a little, like people bought that, thinking I'm going to get $50 worth of side event tickets, or VIP $100 worth of side event tickets, and some of those bags did not have tickets in them. It's just that can't be.
Yeah. I was like I said, moseying around on day 1, and there was an area for content creators to set up their own little space. Bucketheads put up some recording equipment that I think people used to record a live pod, and Inception was just kind of sitting there glum all day because he was one of the ones that did not get side event tickets. So even if he was to stand in line for these events, he couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah, he's out.
They would not take his money. Yeah, he's out the $50 that came with the badge. So, I mean, that's frustrating. And I was the same way because I couldn't do anything. I mean, I had the side event tickets, but the line, they even said, was like, that's going to be like at least an hour and a half to get through this line. I was like, I'm not standing there for that. I'd rather go and like chat with people.
Yeah,
hung out with Inception, hung out with the
do,
buckets.
Do anything.
Yeah. So I didn't do any of that, but yeah, the side event situation was a little bit of a mess, and it got better over the weekend. I can't really attest to how much better day 2 was.
Because we avoided it.
Right.
And part of the reason we did the open was to avoid it.
Yes.
Like we can't say anything. There's no skirting around that.
Right. Yeah. And I think we made the right choice.
Oh yeah, our day was much better for it.
Yep.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. I think we made the right choice.
Yep. Because if you do well in that tournament, you got more tickets, which was nice. So
Yes.
it felt better than playing the side events. Because if you do well, you get a bunch of tickets.
But getting a bunch of tickets was also kind of irrelevant.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I think we would have been fine. So I talked to a few people. We probably would have been fine day 3 getting our stuff as long as we got in line right after picking up our open tickets prizes. But we couldn't do that because we had
other obligations.
We had other obligations to be there, so we had to go after. So then we were in the line later.
Yeah.
So if we would have gotten sooner, we probably would have been fine if we got there right away. But yeah, we got there a little late because we had other stuff going on.
Yeah, Flock. What about you? What critiques and suggestions for the future do you have there, if any?
So like, I think the event was run perfectly fine. Like the main event, the open, the way that was all run, fantastic. Everything was smooth. We could talk about the prize wall stuff and all that stuff and all the lines and stuff. But one improvement that I can come off the top of my head, I really don't know. Besides some of the stuff we talked about, I just had a good time. I don't know.
No,
I don't care about shiny stuff like the prize wall stuff. I don't really care. I think the only thing I was really upset was I couldn't get the Ray and Kylo, which is the one thing I actually, for all these events I've gone to, I just did carbonite packs because I didn't care about all the shiny. Found some shinies that I would use, and I couldn't even get them.
Yeah,
but
yeah, I saw a critique. I was laying in bed with Scott on Tuesday, and not Tuesday. God, day 2, Tuesday, day 2. I'm so lost, guys. Jet lag is killing me. So I was laying in bed after day 2, and I looked at Scott. I was like, Scott, we were supposed to get Darth Tyrannus, weren't we? And he's like, oh yeah, we sure were. I said, did they like forget? No, they just decided that they would hand it out on the last day of the tournament at 11 a.m. at the information booth, one per person. Which they didn't scan a badge or anything. It was just
honor system.
The lady asked, "Did you get yours yet?" I was like, "No."
And
who says I could just turn around and go back on that line again? And they asked, "Did you get it?" And I say, "No," and I get handed another one. I didn't.
We all got one.
Yeah, we all got one.
We all got one. We did not. We did not
cheat.
do any shenanigans.
No
okay?
shenanigans.
We were on the honor system, and we did not cheat. But that's to say that there could have been a much easier way to get more than one if you wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't scan the badge again. Like, I think that they need to start using, if you have a QR code on the badge, utilize it, right? Set it up with some limits. Set it up with some scan the for the con exclusive. Scan it for the Tyrannus. Scan it so you can get only a playset of certain things from the prize wall, or one of the showcases, one of each of the showcases, right? Because people were walking around with multiples of these things, and like, that's cool. I mean, good for you if you grinded, but I don't know how much grinding was going on. I think it was a lot of like weird stuff because, I mean, day 3 they were what? Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say I thought of something. I thought of a thing to change.
Great. Here.
The panels. I couldn't really go to any. If you're in the main event, you can't go. So there were some panels that were, I'm pretty sure, that were like day 1 in the beginning of the main event, and that's what there was. What over? What was it, how many people were day 1 playing?
Like 2,000.
2,000 people. 2,000 people were stuck playing that couldn't go to the panels, and there were some panels going on.
Yeah,
that's always the case, though.
I know.
I don't know how you fix that because there's no real way to extend it, especially if you can only use some of the space. Like I said, they were closing the venue pretty early. Yeah, and I think that goes for downstairs as well.
Yeah.
I don't know how you'd fix that as far as timing goes.
Maybe do clever stuff where you do it the Thursday. You do it some panels the morning before the event opens up, potentially towards the end or something. I don't know. I'm just throwing some stuff out there, but like, it kind of stinks that like there was a few panels that I probably would have liked going. Luckily, people record them and put them online. I saw a few. I started listening to some today. I was like, oh, these are interesting. I wish I could have maybe been there because I was there. So that kind of stinks.
Yeah, I went to, so when I was moseying around, I went to 2 of them. I was going to talk about it in a little bit, but I can talk about it now. I went to see the first one I saw was the designer artist Q&A, right? That one was spectacular. I really, really, really enjoyed that one. They had 4 of the artists there. Um, I wish I remembered all their names. It was Kyle Petchak, Aitor, Reno, and then I could probably pull up another one. Pull up the panel. I should have known. But it was superb. And there were some really, really cool insights into drafting cards, drafting the art for the cards, and the prompts, and so on and so forth. And one of my favorite parts of that panel was that the Bucketheads were getting ready next door. And if you have ever been in like a hotel conference area where they've got really, really thin walls with dividers that kind of open
Yeah,
to
the false walls.
give more space, you could hear the Bucketheads going, shoo, woo, 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 find her. That kind of, they're yelling stuff. And the artist kind of took it on the chin. They were fine with it. They're chuckling and stuff. It was Reno, Steven Zavala, Kyle Petchak, and Aitor Prieto. Those are the panelists. But yeah, there was some really cool insights. And then I went to the Bucketheads Twin Sons Live, where the Buckets played Twin Sons Live with Elijah from FFG. That one was really fun, a blast. I think they recorded that and they're going to put the whole thing on
Cool.
YouTube, so you can check that out. I think someone recorded the artist too. I don't know where that is going to end up. I hope it's online somewhere, but they're really, really cool. And you got some token packs, the Battle Droids, Clones, TIE Fighters, and X-Wings, just for showing up.
Yeah.
A little, treat incentive.
Little amuse-bouche.
A little something. So I really enjoyed the panels, and I do agree with you, Flock. I think I wish I would have gone to more, had the opportunity to go to more.
Yeah.
But there is only so much time for so many things.
Yep, for sure.
So, you want to talk about day 3?
Day 3 was the day of lines.
Day 3 was the day of lines. As we mentioned before, we didn't really have a lot of time to do a ton of stuff because I had a panel at 11 that the boys went to and supported me. That is actually on the day of recording here, Wednesday, just went up this morning. So you can check that out. And a little short video as well, which
a little YouTube short.
I enjoyed doing that one. That was a funny thing I said. Proudest moment.
Yep.
But I think the panel went really well. It was a Twin Sons panel led by D House from Unplayable. Justin from Buckheads was on there, and then Logan Janini was also on the panel. That was really enjoyable. Filled the room. The energy in there was really really great. Electric. People were really responsive. They had questions for us. And then Scott had an interview with John Leo or Maddie from KTOD. Or Danny Schaefer. I don't know who he was. He's
depending on Flockton's brain.
Okay.
Yeah.
The running joke is I kept mixing up their names in front of them. And no one corrected me. They went with it.
We've known them for a long time, Flock. We should know who they are. No, but it was great. That should be going up tomorrow. So by the time you're seeing this, that will also be up, and hopefully you've watched it. It was a banger of an interview. We'll put it that way.
It was really a lot of fun.
It was a banger.
Talking with John is always a lot of fun. He's very passionate and very articulate with his English background.
Yeah, I could listen to him talk for hours.
I don't even know what he said. It was so pretty the way he said it.
He's so pretty.
So I'm like, oh, okay.
I was just staring at that mustache the whole time. I'm gonna tell you what.
Yeah, all the King of the Hill quotes we were doing this weekend.
I watched a season of King of the Hill on the plane, and I couldn't stop doing impressions the whole week. And when you're with the Bucketheads, a lot of vocal brain rot stims just come out. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's fair.
So panel at 11, interview at 1:30. By the time we got out and back up to the main floor, it was close to 2:30, and we had to fight the serpent, the world serpent. Jorgen Mender or whatever it was. So the prize wall line snaked around the convention center area.
To and fro.
To and fro. There was a person with a yardstick and a sign that said the end of the prize wall line is here. Oh my God.
Yeah, we were in the line, and we look over. There was a line directly next to us going the opposite direction. Now, our first thought was that must be the last bit of like the side event line, And then all of a sudden, one of the guys was talking. No one asked, but someone came by like, "Yeah, this is the line." We're like, "Wait, it goes up, over, towards the prize wall. Sneaky, we're gonna come back down, down over, come back across, and then oh my gosh, yeah."
To give you an idea, right? We got in the line at I would say the mid to beginning of top 8. And by the time we got to the prize wall, I'm pretty confident that the top 4 was ending and the finals were starting.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Yeah, it was pretty bad. And I had already given away most of my prize tickets that day. Like when we first picked up our prize tickets from the day 2 event, I saw how long the line was, heard that they basically were out of everything already, and I just took my 3,200 tickets or something like that, went to the front of the line, found the youngest kid in the front of the line, and just handed it to him. And he was like, "What? You don't need these?" I'm like, "No, man, I do not need the line at the very least."
And that kid probably got some cool swag.
Yeah, he probably
did.
There was still some stuff there
Yeah.
at the time. And when we did get up to the front of the line, they were allowing us to get 1 silver pack each. So that was at least like a something to purchase. That was fine, but it did kind of stink that they were out of most things.
By the end of the line for the prize wall, all 3 of us had a wad of OP packs from random sets.
That was
about this thick.
Yeah, they were
Stuffing pockets,
doing their best to placate the line by just giving you OP packs from previous sets.
Right. And we took them.
Yeah,
we took them.
I said no to a lot of them because I'm like, I just don't feel like having these. But every time they were like, jump to light speed, I was like, wow, jump to light speed.
If it was Legends, I would have taken.
Oh, if it was Legends, I would have taken all of them.
All of it, absolutely.
Yeah, they were giving out boxes to people. They just didn't want to take that stuff home.
Yeah. So we get to the end of the line, and basically it's a slim pickings of what's left, because at that point, the only card from this event, the exclusive card that was there, was the Razor Crest. So Chewie was gone. Shinhati was gone. Super Laser Blast had been gone. The showcases were gone. Rey and Kylo were gone. Pretty much everything that you can think of that was there, gone. So what was left were sleeves, some mats, not like the Mortis mat was gone.
Yeah.
I think there was the Purgle, there was Quinlan and Asajj, that was still left.
there was all the old ones like IG-88 and stuff, and
Right. There was a Spare the Target, there was a Shuttle Tidarium, but that's about it. They also had some sleeves left, but I went to go and pick up the Falcon sleeves, and they were a C.
Mm-hmm.
So I picked up what I could, and I got some Game Genic stuff. Flockton, what did you get?
I got a 2-player mat because we needed a 2-player mat because the other
Twin
one
Sons
we had, not 2-player mat, Twin Sons mat, because the one we
Mhm.
had was Jax, and now he's taking it with him, so we had to get a new one of them. I got a Twin Sons deck pod, a different one, got the blue one, and then a silver pack.
Scotty, what about you?
I mean, I'd given most of my tickets away, so at that point I didn't have really anything. So I got a silver pack and I think a soft crate.
Nice.
Oh, that's right.
And it's a good silver pack. I got a Vader in the silver pack, so
Here you go.
Ultra rare.
Yep, we'll
Hard
do
to
it.
Find.
Hard to find. But yeah, little womp womp womp.
Yeah, so I got 2 soft crates. I got some sleeves. I picked up a mat for one of our Discord people. Philly Cheese wanted a Purgle mat. Go away. And sorry, he's been yelling the whole time. So that was cool. Was happy to help him. Picked up some sleeves that are a little bit bent. I thought I had Ezra here. Oh, I do. I have
got
Ezra
2 deck
sleeves
pods too, right?
Yeah, I got Vader.
He
and
doesn't have
Qui-Gon.
those right now because they're in my luggage.
I don't have them.
Oh.
Yeah, Scotty got home and drove like a bat out of hell.
Yeah, I was
just to get out of here.
tired.
Yeah, so we'll have to reconvene and grab these.
Yep.
So that was the experience. In a nutshell, that was the end of our day on Sunday because you had to jump into the side event line at a certain time. You had to jump into the prize line event at a certain prize line at a certain time, and everything was kind of shutting down. the divider walls were up way
Right
earlier
away.
than the other days.
Yeah, 4
because
o'clock.
I guess
4
they had to
o'clock.
break down the TIE
TIE
fighter.
fighter and X-wing
Yeah.
and stuff makes sense.
Yeah. So also on day 3, they announced some things for the future.
Let's get into the future.
Let's talk about the future, Flock. What is up on your screen right now?
So right now we have the next set, Secrets of Power.
Ooh.
Huge.
Yep, that was announced the beginning of day 3, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Morning. Yes. Yep.
Jim Cartwright came on and did a Galactic report in the morning and announced the Secrets of Power. Stop, dude. I don't know. She's fighting a cardboard box. Anywho, so Secrets of Power is announced. This is the key art for Secrets of Power. And he had chatted about the 2 other mechanics and the new token that we will be seeing, as well as some cards for the set. Flock, what do you got? Oh, these are the accessories.
Yeah,
Yep.
accessories look nice.
We saw them in person.
Yeah, we did. They had
Yeah,
a
little
little
sneak peek.
little case type deal.
Yes. You can see everything here laying flat. That 1 stack of sleeves is DiGiamiro.
Mm-hmm.
Just so we know.
Yeah.
Hit the next one. What do we got? All right. So, I mean, do we want to just kind of give our thoughts as far as the mechanics are? Scotty, read the mechanic for plot.
I'll read the mechanic for plot. So plot works this way. We can't really see it on either of these things, unfortunately. But the way plot works is when you deploy your leader, you have the ability to play things from your resource row that have the plot ability. So, you play them from the resource row, much like Smuggle, just using their regular cost, and you play it at the time that you flip your leader. So kind of think of the way Kylo plays a bunch of upgrades from the discard pile. You're going to be playing a bunch of things, units, upgrades, I don't know, who knows, things from your resource row into play on your leader flip. You got to pay the cost, so that's going along with that. So obviously you see with like Chancellor Palpatine here, he flips on 7, but he gives you a discount of 3. You could play a 10. So that's kind of like the plot effect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's going to be pretty cool. It's like a pseudo Smuggle, but only for your leader. Could be cool.
Yeah, could be cool.
We'll have to see what cards come out, but
yeah,
that seems like a cool mechanic to me.
Yeah, it gives you a little extra oomph with your flip. Like your flip you're spending all of your resources right then. You can use the enters play effects of any of those things on your leader that's going to be ready and stuff like that. We'll see that probably one of the cards in the card fan. I think Jar Jar Binks has an ability when he comes into play, +2/+2. So definitely impactful. And having played Kylo, that's being able to have a big turn that does not require you to do anything from hand is very good.
Yep,
absolutely.
And
yeah,
I feel
it
like
adds a little bit of. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's going to make more units that usually have a flip turn that is a lower health or lower power that doesn't do anything right away because you have some like Yoda. When you flip Yoda, you get to do a thing and defeat something.
Mm-hmm.
So now every single leader is going on a flip turn potentially has something to do where you can play the plot card from your resource, and we'll see the cards coming up soon, but they do different things that can be useful for your leader or just the board state.
Mm-hmm.
Super spicy. Palpatine looks extremely interesting to me. He is definitely something that I would definitely look to try next set.
Yeah.
And I want the showcase. I don't even know what it's going to be, but I want the showcase.
Well, that's a given.
That's a given. Flock, what do we got next?
Ooh.
Woo!
Who wants to read this one?
Well, we're not. There's nothing really to read necessarily on this one because she doesn't really talk about the other mechanic, but she utilizes that mechanic. So there's a mechanic called Disclose, which essentially you reveal X cards from your hand to get a certain effect, and it'll be disclosed, and then it'll have the aspects that you need to reveal. So it might be like 2 red and a dark side, 1 red and a light side, whatever have you. You reveal those, you get an ability. Obviously, Padme plays into that because anytime you reveal cards from your hand, she's dealing damage to stuff. But the plus side of her, she also works for things that just reveal cards without using that mechanic.
Yeah, she's very interesting, and I love Padme. So
You want the showcase.
I want the
He wants
showcase.
the showcase.
I want the showcase.
Of course you do.
If you can see behind me, I don't know if my whole thing is showing,
It's
but I
it's
finally
looking pretty
completed
good.
the display case, and I'm pretty proud of that.
Yeah.
So, ooh,
Ooh. Ooh.
what do we got next, Flock?
Card fan. So yeah, right here we've got our in the middle we've got our token for the set, which is another mechanic, the spy token. 0 attack, 2 health, raid 2. So definitely something there that can get you some extra damage as you generate those. But yeah, we also see Cad Bane there, and he's got plot, and he gives you the little reminder text of when you deploy your leader, you may pay the cost of this card from your resources, paying its cost, replace it with the top card of your deck. So very similar to Smuggle. And he has a when played ability, so that's like tacking on an extra when played ability to your leader.
Yeah, and I would imagine the blue plots are probably going to align with the aspects and do like health things.
Yeah.
Red probably would do damage. Green would probably, I don't know, maybe ramp you or something. And then
Ramp you, give you buffs.
Yellow, it's kind of like rolling the dice.
Yeah.
I don't know what yellow
Who
does.
knows?
Honestly.
Yellow's just gonna bounce cards back. It's gonna exhaust cards.
Mm-hmm.
Yellow, if you play a plot, you just win the game.
That's
pretty much. So,
but yeah, looking at this, like I Am the Senate, you get 5 spy tokens. That's pretty spicy there. Looking at Armor of Fortune, that's clearly like you just buff your leader up by 3 health for 2 resources on their flip, and it's right away. So it's not like you gotta spend another turn doing that. Like it's happening as they flip. So immediately that Palpatine comes up and he's 3 health more.
Yep.
Yeah. These are all some interesting cards. I don't think we need to spend too much time on them, but they are there to show you how the mechanics work.
Yep.
I feel like when we do specific spoiler reviews, we'll probably talk about this more in depth. But this is a long episode. We kind of want to jet through, so let's move on to the next slide. More there. I mean, this is what you talked about before with the Jar Jar Binks having plot. Flock, why don't you read that?
Jar Jar Binks?
Yeah.
So we have Jar Jar Binks, a 2-cost green ground unit.
What's the subtitle?
The subtitle is, I don't know, it's blurry. Miso Purpose?
Miso Propose.
Miso Propose.
Close enough. Miso Propose. Immediately pause.
2/1 Naboo Republic Gungan official. When played, you may give another friendly unit +2/+2 for this phase. Nice plot.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. An immediate buff to your leader.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
For the turn that they come out. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
So plot seems to be a cool. Oh, and here's Captain Typho with Disclose. So you've got when this unit is attacked, you may disclose a green and a heroism card. If you do, he'll 1 damage in your base. So I mean, you might want to disclose C-3PO, and then that is. Oh, I'm just realizing this is the C-3PO from the droid pack. It looks like, I think.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and also they're also showing off with Anakin Skywalker here that Hidden is being used again.
Yeah.
Yes.
Whatever. What's the term they call that? It's not like Smuggle where it was a 1 set thing, but Hidden is now officially here. It's going to be
an evergreen keyword.
Evergreen keyword.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next slide.
Ooh, we got the next sets. So they gave us all the names for everything.
Yeah. So super exciting stuff. I have no idea what any of this could be.
Lots of Mando, A Lawless Time.
A Lawless Time, Ashes at the Empire.
Lots of First Order and Resistance.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe some Bad Batch coming back. I don't know.
New Republic stuff, maybe.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yep. And Homeworlds, no clue. Probably
no clue.
like Wookiees and Ewoks and stuff.
Don't do that. Don't do that to me. Don't
you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
Keep them away. I don't want them.
So yeah, this is the roadmap for the next sets through 2026. So Secrets of Power will round out the 2025 block, and then Lawless Time, Ashes of the Empire, and Homeworlds. And Lawless Time will be the first set that will trigger rotation. So that is going to be a big one. That is a set that's got a lot of weight on its shoulders.
Yeah, we were talking about this at one point on the weekend. We were talking about the removal cards that are going to be gone.
Rotating out. Everything.
Rotating out. That might come back, but when all this time comes out, they will not be here. So the takedowns, the rivals falls, the
Fell the
vigilance, fell the
dragons.
dragon. Those are all
Power
gone.
of the dark side.
Power of the
Power
dark
of the dark
side.
side gone.
OB, vigilance,
Yep.
command,
Loot.
all the named aspects. Luke,
Yep.
Vader.
So all those stuff are not going to be in Premiere, but
Unless
you
they
can still
reprint
use
them.
them. Yeah, unless they reprint them, you can still use them in
Twin
trilogies,
Sons.
and you can still use them in Twin
Mhm.
Sons. So
Yep.
they'll still be viable.
Yep. Hit the next slide. Yes,
Ooh,
sir.
And speaking of the future, they gave us a little glimpse of the organized play structure for Season 1. We just completed Season 0. Shout out to Benton, the champion of Season 0, representing from, I believe, Poland, correct?
Poland.
Yep.
Mhm.
Awesome. Great to see. But yeah, congratulations to him. He is the Season 0 champion, and now it's right on to Season 1. So we've got a little breakdown of the Season 1 OP. Obviously, they're going to have a singular Galactic Championship, 3 regionals, 9 sector qualifiers, and 510 planetary qualifiers.
That's so many planetary qualifiers.
Yeah, that's a lot of planetary qualifiers. But I mean, they're definitely they said they wanted to increase the amount of planetary qualifiers. So you figure planetary qualifiers are going to be like in that 60 to 128 player space that a big game store can host. That's essentially the spot that they fit in.
Yeah, and for some of these PQs, that we on the last podcast got a question that was, "What are the asterisks?"
We learned what those asterisks are.
Apparently, Limited is going to start being introduced to some of these events, and next year at the World Championships,
Galactic
Galactics.
Championships.
Yeah, so that's very interesting to see. I don't think we got specifics on exactly what that entails yet.
Just
know
you're going to need to play Limited to be the champion.
Brush up on your Limited.
Yep, and that could mean sealed. That could mean draft. You see it in a few other games. It get incorporated in there, so it's very interesting to see that they're going to be incorporated into SWU, and it's going to be cool to have some limited PQs.
Yeah,
I'm excited for that.
I think we should try to make it to one of those.
Yeah, we got one in the area.
Yeah, I think other games do it like sealed for like Swiss, and then draft for top cut or something like that. So
well, you'll see for instance some other games, they'll do say 6 rounds of Premier, and then they'll do 3 rounds of draft, and then they'll do 5 more rounds of Premier, and then another 3 rounds of draft, something like that. So that's probably the structure that we're going to see for Galactic Championships. So we'll see what they decide to do for the PQs.
Yeah, you're gonna have to really bring your A, B, and C game.
Yep.
To all these events, because it's not just Premiere anymore.
No,
it is going to be.
And I imagine they're going to tweak it so you maybe can lose all of your draft games, but you got to win out the rest of the games to still make your top cut. That's probably going to be the way it works. So it's you got to at least be able to put together a win or 2 in draft. Otherwise, you're going to have to run the gauntlet.
Yeah, and I think that just adds a level of excitement that I personally would love to watch.
Yeah, I've participated in events like that, and it was a lot of fun, and it can definitely help kind of bring you back from the brink if you're having a little bit of a tougher day, but it can also really crush you.
Yeah, it's kind of luck of the draw at that point, literally, because if it's draft or sealed, I mean, you have no idea what you're going to get.
Yeah.
So that being said, they did talk about a point system going into Season 1. So Flock, why don't you reveal the points needed? So this is the amount of points that you're going to be awarded per event if you go to a PQ, a sectional, sector qualifier, or regional championship. They've renamed the regional qualifier for the regional championship. And you can see that it kind of just, I'm not going to tell you the points exactly. You can see it up there for yourself, but I believe, I don't know how many you need to get in. I feel like if it's a PQ champion, you get 100, right?
Yeah.
I think it's 100.
100 to get in.
So you can do a combination of different things, right? But it's not going to be a cakewalk to get into the main event for next year. You're going to have to work for it.
Yeah, it is funny that the graphic says top 128, top 256, but no points are awarded for that.
Yeah,
that seems a little why?
Just truncate the chart.
Yep, I don't get it.
Well, maybe they're leaving it open for future changes potentially.
Yeah, they could always realize that not enough invites are going out, because you got to remember people will go to multiple PQs.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna make it, brother.
We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah,
There's
I
510 PQs.
Yeah,
That's true.
so I think they're going to change it personally. I think that once like the first season or first block goes through and we're in the second one potentially, I can see them bumping these numbers down so that if our PQ top 16 gets something, just because it's going to be tough for a lot of people to make it. Sometimes people can only make 1 or 2 PQs. Say you're a finalist in 2 PQs.
Yeah, and
You're not making. You can make it 3 times, and you're not making it. You have to make. You have to be a finalist 4 times in a row for a PQ.
math.
So
Math.
it's
Math.
what?
No,
3 times.
Only
3
3?
times is fine. That's
3
105
times
points.
35 is
So
105.
105. Yeah, sorry. So yeah,
He's
you can
a
make 3 times.
he's a scientist, not a
Well,
mathematician.
No, I'm
Yeah.
not a mathematician.
Not a math guy.
But yeah, so I can see them once they get a feel of it. I guess they didn't want too many people to make it and then go up, so they'd rather start high and then go down.
Yeah, they can figure it
for
out.
Backlash. So, but also they announced the reason why we have like the regional championship 400. There's gonna be a leaderboard.
Yeah.
So there's gonna be an online leaderboard where they're gonna show who with your name and your melee or something, and then it's gonna
they should
the
have some
top points.
special prizing for the person that
so-
earns the most points.
Yep. So
throughout
the speculation I heard that people were talking about were like top 8 on the leaderboard. Get their flight and hotel.
That'd be
covered.
something.
And that just encourages people to go to more of these events to try to push for the top leaderboard.
Yep.
Give you an incentive. So not just that you made it to the you get it to the day 1, whatever you get into it, you could possibly get a free flight.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
some level of recognition, because if you're putting together like a season where you're winning or topping multiple PQs, sectors, regionals, like that's just as impressive as winning like one single event. In a lot of ways, like that's showing like a really strong mastery of the game, because you're having to do it across multiple metas, across multiple sets, across rotation in some cases, like
Oh yeah, true.
the season's going to be interrupted by rotation in the middle of it. So that's
Right.
that should be something that they recognize, and I hope they do.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's room to adjust as we go. So next year, same time, same place.
Yep.
Viva Las Vegas.
For better or worse.
I don't love this choice, personally. What do you guys think?
I don't mind it in the sense that it gives them the ability to know what they're doing. Like they know exactly how this is going to work now in that space with whatever logistical issues they had. They can fix that for next year, so they better.
Yes.
Yeah, I just don't like Las Vegas.
But I get why they would do it for multi-year. Maybe they had to sign like a multi-year deal with the Venetian or something like that. But like, I fully understand. I've seen some people like mentioning like, oh, well, why not have it in Europe? And I hope they do eventually do it in Europe. But I can fully understand why year 2 or year 1 in this, or season 1, they're not going to do it, because they had problems closer to home.
Yep.
Sure.
And bringing it to Europe, that's just going to compound the problem. So they need to get their stuff together before they're taking it overseas.
Agreed.
Yep. Exactly.
I was hoping it was in a different city, but that's okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't a fan. I mean, we would be remiss not to mention, like, one of my favorite things of the weekend was the Sphere was having the Backstreet Boys concert
really
at the
funny.
same time. So as we're leaving the venue, the way to get to the Sphere was to cut across through the convention hall, and everyone's wearing white. So you're seeing all these people with like Star Wars stuff, and all these people with
just all white,
full white, just like crossing paths. And Scott was in the elevator at one point. Scott,
yeah, I see these women in Backstreet Boy gear, so I was like, oh, how was Backstreet Boys? And they were like, it was great. They're like, how was Star Wars? Because I had the badge on. I was like, oh, it's great. They're like, what is it? And I had cards in my pocket because I guess I had opened packs or something. So I was like, oh, it's a trading card game, Star Wars. And they're like, Pokemon, but Star Wars? And I said, yes.
Perfect.
Yep, that's the easiest way to describe
it. Pokemon, but Star Wars.
So that was, I mean, it wasn't a bad choice, right? The Venetian's a very good choice. I had fun. I think that we all had a great time.
Mhm.
We saw a bunch of people that we don't usually get to see.
Yep.
Flock met a bunch of people for the second time, which is the first time for him, which
Third,
is really
fourth,
fun.
fifth time, same
Third,
weekend.
fourth, fifth time. Yeah. Flock was a hot commodity.
Yeah.
I mean, people love the Falcon.
Yep. Falcons landed.
But yeah, do we want to just any last thoughts on Vegas before we move on to my last thing and then listener questions?
No, I mean, it was
No.
great. Everybody that I talked to, everybody that I got to meet, I very much appreciate the time that you spent talking with me about, the game. Sometimes people like coming up with a podcast. That was like just really great to see all the time, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was cool meeting people that actually listen to podcasts. Like, not always the person I was sitting across from, but they would hear my voice and they would look over and they would recognize, like, oh, I don't know your face, but I know your voice. I think Brian, did you have someone say the same thing to you too?
Yep.
I don't know your face.
Got that a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was kind of cool. Handed out all my poker chips. They're all gone. Unfortunately, the Venetian didn't accept that as payment for playing at the $25 hands minimum bet. Oh, that really bothered me walking through. And I'm like, every table was 25 minimum. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not gambling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why we didn't gamble.
Somebody would,
gamble.
like, if it was like a $5, $10, even 15, I'd maybe think about it for a little bit. $25 is way too much for me. Nah, not fun.
Pass. It's rich for my blood. I
Yeah.
got carbonite boxes to buy. Yeah, no, thank you for everyone that walked up to us and chatted. If you're listeners, we got recognized from internationally this time around.
Yeah.
I mean, Flockton sat down next to across from who retweeted, or I retweeted Shirsa Bach, I think from France.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Did
in
you play
French.
someone from France?
Yeah.
It was in French.
I
I
played
think.
them. Yeah.
I've learned
So-
that the French translation for Flockton is Flockton.
Is Flockton? Yeah, it was like a bunch of French, and then it was Flockton and Golden Dice Podcast.
Yeah.
So a bunch of really cool interactions, and thank you for all that support us and listened and said hi.
Mhm.
And we even got Pez dispensers at one point. Like, that was really cool. Remember that, Flock?
Yes.
Someone gave us a
oh, yeah,
Pez
someone came
dispenser.
up. Yeah, so the guy from France, I think it was just his name goes by Sabak. He was playing Vader Dadavolt.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Cool.
And that was the one
Yeah.
I was able to sneak attack a Devastator.
Nice.
Oh, fun.
yeah. Yeah, that was
So-
he was super nice.
Super cool. We appreciate all the interaction, and it was great to meet everybody. And Vegas was great. I mean, it was a great event. I won't say it was perfect because there are some things that could definitely be improved next year. But they've been excellent at feedback, and they have listened to everything. And I'm sure they're, as we speak, well, not now. It's probably too late in the day, but as we speak tomorrow, are already
Yeah.
working on ironing out the issues.
And
With,
we've got the community manager that we're texting. We're like, "Yo, do this next time. Don't worry, he'll fix it next year. We got it. Jack's got this. He'll fix it.
sure.
Yeah, he'll fix it
Sure.
all."
Sure. Yeah, we totally believe it.
Put,
Sure.
put that evil
So-
on him.
And if it's not fixed, it's his fault.
If it's not fixed, that is so no. Okay. Okay, so we just talked about season 1 starting up, and we have PQs this month. We have one on the 9th, and we have one on the 23rd.
Mhm.
My question to each of you: what are you bringing?
Probably Kylo ECL. Again, just hard control matchup, super aggro matchup weren't my best. Can definitely do some things differently in those matchups to make the work a little bit better. But against your Hans, against your Talzins, and Talzin's going to be around. I felt like I had very, very strong amounts of good plays into those decks, so I don't see a reason not to run it back.
So you're sticking with green, not going for the super duper cool red version?
No, because I think people are going to tech really hard into the super duper red version, and aggrieved parliamentarian does not bother the green version as much.
Yeah, absolutely. That makes sense to me.
Yep.
Flock. What are you thinking?
Something's telling me I should stick with CAD. However, I was having fun. I brought a limited deck, the Garsaxon ECL. That's just been fun. A little different. It's been fun. So I could see myself rocking that deck. Or I just get really, really good with Yoda Red.
I played a couple Gar Saxons this week. I mean, that's definitely a deck that is
Yeah.
in a pretty cool
How
spot.
how was the Garsaxin to Talzin? Because I feel like it should be decent because of the shield. So the -1/-1 doesn't affect it as much as
It's so their attack does go up, but their health is still the same,
yeah.
right? So I can still Talzin's assassin
Yeah.
and Tal's ability, and it's a tough matchup. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I don't think it's an auto winner by any stretch of the imagination. I played a Gar Saxon ECL, and I played a Gar Saxon Yellow. They're both very tough. But I think Talzin has a slight edge because I don't care about shields. I care about the math, and the math is always pretty consistent.
Gotcha.
I guess I'll segue into me because that goes perfectly. I'm just going to stick with Talzin.
He's a
I've
meta
made some
chaser.
changes.
Meta chaser.
I've made some changes. I have looked at the winning list. I've made some changes, but my sideboard has stayed the same pretty much, and I've just added some spice of my own that Scott told me to add because Scott's smarter than I am. So yeah, that's where I am. Anything we want to talk about PQs? We think the meta is looking healthy, looking good.
Yeah, we'll see. We don't think there's. We know that Tyler tweeted out or responded to a tweet. Tyler Parrott, one of the designers, that they're not doing anything this weekend for as far as any possible bans or whatnot. So for at the very least, this is what we got for now.
Yeah, I think it's a good meta.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
I like it a lot. Okay, well, if we have nothing else there, let's move on to some podcast questions. I don't know if I'm going to mention all of these because a lot of them have to do with Twin Suns that it snowballed into a meme. So we'll just start with the front, right? What's something new that you learned about the game? Something from a panel, a card interaction you hadn't thought of, designer insights, so on and so forth.
Draw
Anyone?
bracket.
Yeah,
Yep,
that's true.
I learned that I mean, like, as you think about it, you're like, oh yeah, that makes perfect sense. Like points against like points, more likely to face things that have also drawn, more likely to be control decks. Just hadn't thought about it before then.
Oh,
that's fair.
I got one. It was a rule question. So I had a rule question that we called a judge over. The judge had to call another judge. The judge called another judge. The judge called another judge. All the head judge. So the interaction was I'm playing Cats Ark in Town. And I have either Relentless Pursuit or Cad Bane unit, I forget, captured one of their Childson, Lieutenant Childson. They played Super Laser Blast and wiped the board, but I had Ruthless Raider on board. The interaction is, does the Ruthless Raider, when defeated, trigger to kill the rescued Childson and do the 2 to base and 2 to the unit, killing the unit, or does the defeating of everything happen first and then the when defeated triggers deal 2 to the base, then Lieutenant Childson comes on the board? But it ended up being that it's all simultaneously, so all the damage gets happened, and there's like a little chain where Childson gets rescued, and then the when defeated's trigger. So then I was able to kill Childson, but yeah, we were both looking. I thought that's how it went. He obviously thought it went the other way. So we're like, we're both confused. Let's just call a judge. And we did that. And yeah, we ended up taking like 10 minutes to get that call. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm proud of you for calling a judge. Because
Finally.
usually you're not into that. Yeah.
Yeah,
you just
no.
kind of assume or assert that you're correct. I just learned some cool things from the artist panel. Not that that's like a competitive answer, but I learned some cool, like, how do you inspire yourself? And sometimes it's watching the movie. Sometimes that's just, starting with major details and working way back, or vice versa. So I'm not an artist. But it was really cool to see what they said. So a lot of questions are like, we already talked about what your favorite play was from Tyler. But Will asked what your favorite play you witnessed or were part of it while at Galactics. Mine was a Twin Suns game where I won with attack pattern Delta. Pretty cool. A single unit +3, swung in for lethal on the Twin Suns board. Flox was the sneak attack devastator. And then we just have a bunch of questions about favorite Twin Suns pairing, worst Twin Suns pairing. We can talk about.
We got to do a Twin Suns episode.
We have to do a Twin Suns episode. At this point, after the panel, there's just too much. RexCon asked about Vegas and Venetian as the location and venue, which we kind of talked about. Do you think it's a good idea to have it there next year? I think it'd be cool to move around, sort of like Celebration. Also, what do you think about it being held so close to San Diego Comic-Con and Gen Con? I think it's a bummer, and I'm surprised that they did it again. But I mean, like Scott said, there might be some kind of deal, some contract they've signed.
Yeah.
Alan, we talked about the improvements that we think are coming as far as like digitizing badges, perhaps maybe changing up the limit to what we can get.
Yep, there's a lot to do because some people were even talking about like even at Star Wars Destiny worlds, they hole punched your badge if you got
Yeah,
something like just
analog
so
it.
simple, a very simple of hole punching. So
Yep.
And then there was a bunch of kind of meme questions, and we can scroll down to the bottom because we got to wrap it up pretty quick. Uncle Scott, Inception, do we get a Flock Reads new card name segment tonight? No, you're gonna have to wait until we get into spoilers.
I did
and
read
then
one card,
He
you
read
read a
it.
card, but it was
the Jar Jar Binks.
Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah.
So
Oh, man,
we don't count
I
that.
tried so hard.
So, cool, great. I mean, obviously, continue to put questions into the podcast questions. This was a long one, so we got to wrap up pretty quick. And before we go, I just want to give a shout out to a couple people from FFG for being so, available and obviously working with people on the floor to make sure this is the best event possible. So, Xander, John Leo, Danny Schaefer, Alicia Corey, Tyler Parrott, Ryan Serrano, Elijah Logan, Jim Cartwright, Joe, George, and I suppose that new community manager guy with the long hair. I think his name's Jack.
He looks like a hippie.
Yeah, he's whatever. He's
dirty
fine.
scuzzball.
A scruffy looking Nerf herder. And then obviously, so the people that we were hanging out with at the event, we were super jazzed to hang out with you, meet you. So J Rod, the Bucketheads, Unplayable, Rolling Dice and Taking Names, Nerd Parker and his friend Inception, and Tyler from Garbage Rollers, RT Chomp, the KTOD, the Poor Depot, Late Night, and Roll on Kevin. And if I missed you, just know that we loved spending time with you and hanging out. And Sean, yeah, and we got to see Bootstrap again.
Yep.
And there are some people that random, and I got to meet Oddball in the Discords. I got to meet Philly Cheese, like all these people. Like it was such a cool time, getting to
it really was.
meet and chat and hang out. And again, we love seeing everybody, and thank you so much for your support and listening and hanging out with us. So at an hour and 16, that should do it for us. Do we have any closing thoughts before we skedaddle on out of here?
See you during this grinding of the PQ season.
You just watch the wheels turn.
Perfect.
Yep,
Perfect, Tyler.
We'll set it off there. Again, everybody,
I'm coming for you
we
guys.
love you very much. We will miss you. We'll see you at some PQs. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. We'd be nowhere without your support. Absolutely. And follow us on YouTube, Blue Sky, Twitter, Facebook, Spotify, wherever you can find us.
Hit him with the Chewbacca.
I'm Chewbacca. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time.